Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss chapter 4 heat. This is lecture 7 of this chapter for class 7th subject science. This is the summarization of the chapter. And in the end, I will be discussing homework solution of lecture 6 also. I know you have studied the chapter, but today I am going to cover the entire chapter in a nutshell. So let's start. Topics to be discussed today will be energy, heat, heat is also a form of energy, temperature, types of thermometer, that means lab thermometer and clinical thermometer, how we are going to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, that we are going to discuss, how we will convert Celsius to Kelvin, that also we will discuss. Digital thermometer, what are digital thermometers? What is absolute zero or 0 Kelvin? And in the last we will discuss transfer of heat, and at the last we will discuss homework solution of lecture 6. So let's start. Before starting the chapter, I just want to introduce you with energy, because heat is a form of energy. Energy is the capacity or ability to do work. Okay. So the SI unit of energy is joule. It stands with capital J. And when we will talk about heat, heat is a form of energy. So the SI unit of energy, heat energy will also be joule. Now what is heat? When a hot object and a cold object come in contact with each other, a type of energy flows from the hot object to the colder one. This energy is called heat energy. Okay. So when a hot object is in contact with the cold object, a type of energy flows from the hot object to the colder one. This type of energy is known as heat energy. And as I discussed you, energy is the capacity to do work, and SI unit of energy is joule. Similarly, the SI unit of heat will also be joule. Now what is temperature? Temperature is the measure of heat in the body. So but like we are going to measure heat with some kind of temperature, right? As I told you that you cannot measure, you cannot rely on your hands for telling the temperature, and we have done an activity also for that. Similarly, we can measure the degree of hotness with the temperature. And what is temperature? Temperature is the measure of heat in the body. It identifies the body as hot or cold. So the SI unit to measure the temperature is Kelvin, stands for capital K. Okay. And the instrument which is used for measuring the temperature is a thermometer. So the instrument by which we measure the temperature is known as a thermometer. Thermometer is an instrument for measuring and indicating temperature. As you can see the thermometers here shown in the diagram. Thermometer are two types: clinical thermometer and lab thermometer. Clinical thermometer is given on right hand side and lab thermometer is given on the left hand side. So you can see that there is a difference between clinical and lab thermometer. Now what is clinical thermometer? The thermometer which is used to measure our body temperature. Okay, the thermometer by which we can measure our body temperature, which are present in our homes, is known as clinical thermometer. Previously these clinical thermometers were coming in the glass form. Nowadays we have different type of thermometers that we will discuss later on. So it has only narrow, what is the structure of the clinical thermometer? It is made up of glass, and it has a narrow tube, glass tube, which has a bulb on one hand. As you can see in the diagram also, there is a bulb on the one hand, and there is a there is a narrow glass tube, as you can see in the figure, right? So it has a narrow glass tube which has a bulb on one end. This bulb contains what? It contains mercury. Fine. A clinical thermometer reads a temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. This is the range of clinical thermometer. Okay. Because our body temperature lies from 35 to 42. Maximum 42, minimum 35. That's why this range is fixed. Now, kink in the clinical thermometer helps to prevent the falling of mercury. See, you can see in the diagram there is a part written kink. So, this kink is not allowing the mercury to go back to the bulb from the capillary tube. Because as soon as you take out from the mouth of the person who is not well, what will happen? This mercury will fall down, because mercury is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature and it is being used in the thermometers. Right? So, this mercury will go back to the bulb, but kinks stop the mercury to go back to the bulb. It ensures that user take the correct reading of temperature, and it also ensures that user is taking a correct reading of temperature, and this mercury is present in clinical thermometers, and kink is also present in clinical thermometers. Now the point comes, like we have studied that the temperature is there in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Okay, so how we are going to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit? When I talk about that our body temperature is 37 Celsius. So what is the body temperature in Fahrenheit? It is 98.6 Fahrenheit, right? So how we are going to convert it? The formula is F equals to, F stands for Fahrenheit and C is for Celsius. F equals to 1.8 Celsius plus 32. Okay. For example, if I say that C is 37, then what will happen? F equals to 1.8, in bracket you will write 37 plus 32. So the answer will come 66.6 plus 32. Okay, and when you will calculate 66.6 plus 32, it will give you 98.6. So this temperature is in Fahrenheit for our human body. Okay, so this is how you convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Now, how you convert Celsius to Kelvin? Kelvin is again in Kelvin also we measure the temperature. I told you that the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. So, TK here means temperature in Kelvin equals to TC means temperature in Celsius plus 273.50. So, whatever the temperature you want to take out from in Kelvin, so what you will do, temperature in Celsius is given plus 273.15 you will write. For example, Celsius it was given 37. So, you will write 37 plus 273.15. So, this is how you are going to convert Celsius to Kelvin. Now, we will talk about using a lab thermometer. The mercury start rising once the thermometer is dipped in the substance. Measure the reading once the mercury level is steady. See, when we are using a lab thermometer, we need to make an arrangement like this. This is shown in the figure, or you can do some other kind of arrangement also. But you should know that the thermometer bulb should be surrounded by the water if you are measuring the temperature of water. Or if you are measuring the temperature of some other substance, this bulb should be surrounded from that particular substance from all the sides. Then only the reading will come. And you need to keep the thermometer also straight. Otherwise, the reading will not be appropriate. Okay, as soon as you will take out the thermometer out from the substance, the mercury will fall down and you cannot measure the temperature. So, you need to measure the temperature when it is there inside the beaker and it is covered with the substance. Fine, because there is no kink present in laboratory thermometer. Okay, so note, as soon as we take out the lab thermometer out of the water, the level of mercury begins to fall. What is the reason behind this? The reason behind this, there is no kink present in lab thermometer, whereas the kink is present in clinical thermometer. Fine. Next is digital thermometer. Normally, mostly mercury thermometers which use a liquid metal called mercury for their working. Mercury is a toxic substance. Okay, it is a poisonous substance, and if in any of breakdown, we should not touch mercury, and we need adult guidance for throwing or disposing of that particular thermometer, and thus it is very difficult to dispose of safely if a thermometer breaks. Fine. This is the picture of digital thermometer. You must have seen in your homes also if you have that. Okay, so this is 37.0 degrees Celsius given in this thermometer. That means that normal body temperature. Means if the someone has measured and this temperature is coming, that person is not suffering from fever. So there is a lot of concern over the use of mercury in the thermometers. Also during these days, digital thermometers are available which do not use mercury. So these digital thermometers which I show you right now, they don't use mercury. Okay, because mercury is poisonous. Now we will talk about absolute 0 or 0 Kelvin. Now what is absolute 0 or 0 Kelvin temperature? It is the lowest temperature possible. Okay, at this temperature there is no motion and no heat. Fine, there is no motion, means no motion of the particle, and there is no heat of the particle. It is equal to 0 Kelvin or minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. So it is equal to 0 Kelvin or 273.15 degree Celsius. So this is absolute 0 or 0 Kelvin temperature. Now we will talk about transfer of heat. Heat flows from a hot object. Okay, heat is going to flow from a hot object to a cold object, or heat flows from an object at higher temperature to another object which is at lower temperature. See, heat is transferring from either from hot object to cold object, or it is going to transfer from an object at higher temperature to another object which is at lower temperature. This flow of heat is known as transfer of heat. So the flow which I am talking about right now, this flow of heat is known as transfer of heat, and there are three ways of transferring of heat. We will talk about it. So you can see with this diagram I am covering all the three ways, that one is radiation, other is convection, and other one is conduction. So if you are having a hot cup of water and you are keeping the spoon inside it and spoon is turning hot, that means it is conduction. Convection of air is, an example is land and sea breezes. Fine. And radiation example is sun. That the radiation is a form of source of heat that can transfer through vacuum also and lot of space also, because we are not sure that how much far sun is from earth, and still the earth is getting the sun rays and only the atmosphere is present above the earth, right? But still we are getting sun rays and sun is very far away from earth. That means the radiation can also come from a lot of space, from more of the space, and it can come through a vacuum also. Now we will talk about clothes. During hot summer days, people prefer to wear white clothes or light colored clothes, because light colored clothes absorb less heat from the sun and hence keep us cool and comfortable in hot weather, while in the cold winter days, people prefer to wear dark color clothes, because the dark color clothes absorb more heat rays from the sun and keep us warm in winter season. See, clothes is depending on temperature to temperature. If there is summers, we will obviously wear cotton clothes which are light in color, light in nature, light in texture, either pink, light green or white. These color clothes we will prefer in summer. But when we talk about winters, we prefer black color clothes and more dark color clothes like brown, etc. It is because these colors will help us to absorb more heat and it will keep us warm. Fine. So the color of clothes is it is because of the seasons also. They depend, because it absorbs the heat if the color is dark, and it do not absorb the heat if the color is light. So homework is to solve assignment 1. The first assignment of this chapter I have updated on www.edcock.com. You can log in there and see your assignment there. Every day the homework is updated there also, and today assignment has been updated there. Fine. Now I am going to discuss homework solution of lecture 6. So this is question number 4 I have given you yesterday. First one is column 1, second one is column 2. In column 1 I have given first land breeze blows during, second sea breeze blows during, third dark colored clothes are preferred during, fourth light color clothes are preferred during. And in column 2 it is written summer, winter, day, night. So the answer is the land breeze blows during night, the sea breeze blows during day, dark colored clothes are preferred during winter, and light colored clothes are preferred during summer. So last is summer, and this is the answer of question number 4. Discuss why wearing more layers of clothing during winter keeps us warmer than wearing just one thick piece of clothing. Okay, so you need to discuss why we wear more clothes in winters and why we don't wear why we wear less clothes in summers. So the answer is more layers of clothing during winter keeps us warmer than wearing just one thick piece of clothing because air gets trapped in between layer. Okay, because the air will be getting trapped between the layers. As air is a bad conductor of heat, it does not allow the escape of heat from the body. As air is the bad conductor of heat, it will not allow the heat to escape from our body. That's why it is good if we wear the layers of clothing during winters and not wear the layer of clothing during summer. Now look at the figure. Mark where the heat is being transferred by conduction, by convection, and by radiation. So the answer is convection is here shown in the inside the beaker and inside the vessel, sorry, and convection is there on the vessel. Convection is inside the water of the vessel, and radiation is coming from the rays of this fire. Fine. So this is how convection, radiation and conduction is occurring. Radiation will be there with the vessel also because vessel will be secreting some kind of heat. For example, if we are standing in front of fire, then we also become warm because of radiation. Now, stainless steel pans are usually provided with copper bottoms. See, stainless steel pans have a copper bottom. The reason for this could be that copper bottom makes the pan more durable. Such pans appear colorful. Next is copper is a better conductor of heat than stainless steel. Last is copper is easier to clean than the stainless steel. The answer is C. Copper is a better conductor of heat than the stainless steel because copper can heat early as compared to stainless steel. Fine. This copper can heat early as compared to stainless steel. That's why the use of utensil having copper bottom require less time for cooking. So if you are cooking something which is having this kind of vessel in which copper is there, then it will take less time for the cooking. That's all for today. Thank you.